to the beat. Without no regret, you got no love. Without no love, you got no regret. Without no regret, you got no love. A melody where I belong in this life.
Welcome to T-Boys TV. We're back again with another stream. We're back again with another Hat Show. Obviously, episode 55. And obviously, in today's episode, we'll be reviewing, going into more detail with the Sheffield United game. Obviously, I briefly said my thoughts on the watch-along. Obviously, you get my dad's thoughts, and obviously, we'll do player ratings and that sort of thing like we have the last two episodes. And then, obviously, we'll be previewing Cardiff tomorrow, midweek, another midweek game away. We've had a lot of them so far already in the season. So, yeah. Big up Stephen. He says, big up Ty, big up yourself. But like always, like I said, I'm joined with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, all good. You good?
Yeah, I'm all good. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously, our first game under the lights this season at home was obviously the other day, obviously on Friday. And it was to a good side in Sheffield United. And obviously, it ended up being a draw. You know, me going into it, I said personally, I will take the point. Because for me, they will get top three. And we'll be around them again, I do feel. And yeah, obviously, it turned out to be a draw. But let's talk about the game. So obviously, the lineup was obviously Horvath in goal, Burke, Lockyer and Potts at the back. And then obviously Bree and Bell was the wing backs. And then Campbell, Clark, and then Freeman ahead of them with Morris and Adebayo up top. What did you make of that lineup when you saw that?
Yeah, pretty decent. Can you turn your mic up a little bit or not?
Why is it a bit quiet?
For me, it is. I don't know about everyone else. If not, I'll have to come back out and go back in again because
it could be that. It could be that. Wait, say something now.
Yeah, you can hear me fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go in. You carry on, and I'll go in and rejoin.
All right. I'll say my thoughts while you do that. But yeah, obviously my thoughts on the lineup. It was what I expected, bar Bradley. I did think Bradley would be back, but apparently it's still personal reasons. I'm hearing, potentially, he's had an argument with Nathan Jones, but, I can't really see too much into it. I'm not looking too much into it personally. He's our captain at the end of the day, so he's a massive part to the team. He is, in my opinion, our best defender. So I'm not looking too much into it. Other than I expected, you've got to go with Morris, obviously getting a goal the last game. Adebayo, he is our best striker at the end of the day. All right, he might not be firing at the moment, but he is our best striker. I was surprised Clark was starting. I'm not going to lie, but he had a really good performance. We'll get back into it. Obviously, my dad's back again, so hopefully it's better. Is it any better?
Yeah, much better, mate. Much better.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know why it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. But yeah, Sonny Bradley, like I said, obviously, a lot of rumours. I don't know how true they are, but like I said, for me, I don't look too much into it because he's our captain. He's our best defender, so I don't really look too much into it. I believe it is personal reasons. But, yeah. What did you make of the lineup anyway?
Pretty much as expected, to be honest. Maybe thought like Clark wouldn't start, but Clark actually done all right. So, give him faith. We knew that Musgrave would be going on. Morris would be swapped with Musgrave in the previous game. So, yeah. And it's good to see Fred on the bench as well.
Yeah.
Probably, we didn't really need him. It weren't worth risking him, I guess. But he's obviously back to fitness and he just needs some minutes. We'll see if he's on the bench tomorrow.
Definitely. No, definitely good to see him back. I know a lot of people were very happy about that, obviously including us. We know how much of a good player he is. And he stepped up at a lot of points last season when we called upon him. So it was good to see him back, definitely. Let's go through some comments. Big up Ty's dad. Hope you're well.
All good, mate. Thank you.
And then everyone, geez, Dazzle with the shave. Come on.
We've got to continue. Like, we're unbeaten. That's the rest of
Since
it.
he's done it, we're unbeaten. 1 win and a draw. So we'll take that. You know, I doubt many people that the game will see a point as a good result. For me, like I said, they'll get top 3. Don't get me wrong, I don't really like them, but I'm being honest. You know, I think they'll get top 3. They have got a very experienced side. Don't get me wrong, I think we won't be far off. It might even be goal difference or something like that again, but I do think they'll get top 3. I know. Hey T, what's good? Not a lot, mate. Not a lot. Not a lot's good. I'm just chilling out. Do you know what I mean? I hope you're well. Do you know what I mean? And big up Manny Bird. Like I said, when we play Huddersfield, we'll get him on for one of them. He says, big up the Hatters show every time. Big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well. But yeah, we'll get a bit into the first half now. So obviously 10 minutes in, Carlton Morris makes it 2 out of 2. And what a header that was, wasn't it, Dad? What a cross.
Great. Yeah, Bell's good at that, you know, and he had plenty of time to, you know, hit it at the height he did and, you know, place it. And it shows as well that Morris has got, he can head the ball as well. Like, you know, he ain't just got good feet and a good touch and that. He can win the headers as well. So, and it did come out that we broke our transfer record signing him. So yeah. I think Sluga was 1.3 or million. Yeah, so obviously it's cost more than that. It's obviously quite. It was rumoured to be 2 million. I don't think it was 2 million. It's probably more like one and a half with add-ons or something like that. But yeah, but still, you know, and I do believe that he will prove it. I mean, obviously, when he was in the Championship with Barnsley, like I didn't really pick up on it that much. But that's probably more because Woodrow was banging goals and he's more of a well-known sort of player, isn't he?
Yeah.
And we've got both of them, and Woodrow's yet to shine. And I thought he would be the one who would shine out of them. You know, he was the marquee signing or whatever. Yeah. But regards to that, that's still yet to come. Yeah, brilliant performance again. Great header. Reminded me a bit of the Burke goal against Chelsea.
True.
And he showed love to the fans as well when he scored it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Which is good. Which is, you know, that's what you want. That's what you want. So he's instantly, you know, he wants that rapport with the fans. You know, you don't think he's Mr. You know, big bollocks and that. He ain't no Richarlison out here. Do you know what I mean? So, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And yeah, I see what you mean by, you know, very similar goal to Burke. And the keeper, you know, it's the same thing. They had no chance of saving it. Same sort of area as well that it was in. But yeah, that was a brilliant goal. Obviously, you saw my reaction to it. It was crazy because it was just so on it. It was just it's just on point, and it was brilliant from the cross to the header. You know, like you said, Bell can do that, and that's obviously what happened there. So yeah. Stephen says Morris is starting to make his mark. No, absolutely, and we said he will. You know, we knew it. You know, and also when you look at it, like we mentioned, you know, when you bring in a player for that much, you know, they're gonna show at one point. And like we said with previous players, look at Adebayo, took him a while. Look at Campbell, took him a while. You know, there's been a lot of recent examples of it. So yeah, but Dad, bit of a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you answer this one. It's not directly at you, but
I don't really think there is.
It was originally white, weren't it, at home games?
Yeah, but back in the day, it was like, you know, that really old, you know, school kits, and it was like, I think it was like pink and purple or blue. So I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I think we just you know, them periods of, was it probably 60s, I reckon. can't remember us having it around then, but around after then, I think that's when we just started. I think it originated as our away kit.
Yeah.
And then since then, you know, it was predominantly our away kit when I was a young, you know. And we always had white and blue or whatever as a home kit. And then a few years ago, it switched to orange. I like it, you know. I don't think it's necessarily come from anything specific. I might be wrong. If it does, then it'll come from the reason why we're called the Hatters. Obviously, Luton was a famous hat making town back in the day, straw hats and all that. So it might have been the colour of the ribbon was placed around them hats or something, possibly. And then, you know, it would have been something there. But generally, I don't think it's not like Luton, you know, like certain towns are now renowned for their colour. You know, like Man United and Liverpool, they obviously just chose them. That was the colours at the time. So, yeah, have a look more into it. But that's what I reckon.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't really know, to be fair. Obviously, I know a lot of people were saying this season, you know, they'd love to. Obviously, when the kits took a while to announce, a lot of people thought we was potentially going back to a white home kit. And I know a lot of fans wouldn't have minded that, to be fair. But obviously, you know, the kits are out now. But yeah, I'm not too sure, mate. I'm not too sure. It's difficult at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully, I might be going Wigan, but I'm not 100% sure yet. That's at home, though, that I'm on about. Away is later on in the season, but hopefully, you know, when we get towards midway and that, or hopefully before, I'll be able to go to a lot more. But at the moment, it's a bit difficult. So, yeah. Big up Tyler's dad. Thank you for answering, says Wolf. And then big up Taylor. He says, yes, lads. Big up yourself, mate. But yeah, obviously that was Morris's goal that we spoke about there. And, you know, it was one of them for Elijah where he was trying again. He was getting very unlucky. You know, he had a few chances again, and it was just unluckiness, weren't it, again from him?
Yeah, it'll come. I think last season or the first season, or I don't know if it's last season, but he did score for like 7 or 8 games. When we first had him, he wasn't as good as he is now. He's more raw. He had more the pace rather than, you know what I mean. These touches improved massively. It's just their keeper made a couple of good saves, or you know, he was trying a bit too hard. You know, one header, but he's getting closer and closer. You know, he's actually getting his head on the ball and getting the shots away more, and you know. And Nathan Jones said in his interview, he goes, look, this is what happens. And this is what I said before as well. You know, he knows he's going to get marked. He's got to find a way of dealing with that. And like I said before, like extra strength training or whatever to, you know, out muscle them more, turn a bit quick. Yeah, that's what happened. And again, Nathan Jones said that, you know, players like Aguero, you know, all these top strikers who they get marked out, you know, and you have to fight, but they always find a way, don't they?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And that's for him to get to the next level, you know, because in the Championship you're going to get it more. In the Premier League, he probably wouldn't get it so much, to be honest. But in the Championship and you know, you're going to get marked, right? Because the officials ain't as on point. You ain't got no VAR and things like that. So he's just got to learn a little bit more about, you know, maybe even use it to draw up. Because what happens is he'll try and go on the run to, you know what I'm saying, and really he could like potentially like lay someone off as well.
Yeah,
you've got a couple of players around him. He could just switch someone else in there, and then that's it. And then if we start doing that, then I think actually we've got to watch out for that as well. But he's a bit too one-dimensional at the moment in that aspect.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Yeah. Once he stops, you know, he links up more and stuff like that, because he was used to it as well. He was the main man, pretty much last season, and now he doesn't need to be. We've got other options, so it'll come. And he'll find a way. So it's not like he's not trying. That's
Yeah, exactly.
And also, while this is happening, no one's going to really be serious about trying to take him away from us, are they? Because they're looking at him thinking, well, so that's benefit to us as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And another thing you were saying, when you were saying, sometimes he tries to do a little bit. What I saw a lot the other day, he was trying to take that extra touch at times as well.
Yeah.
And but like we said, at least he's playing. At least as in like at least he's trying is what I mean. At least he's not being lazy about it. And the time will come. You saw it in the game where he done that header, and it was very close. I thought it was in the second half, and he was getting frustrated. So that proves, like we keep saying, that the determination and the hunger is still there. So that's what I'll say about that. My dad said Harry Haslam, I think is how you say that.
Yeah, former manager.
The idea of Orange.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that's what I mean. It just to sort of come around. I think that was, before I was born and whatever.
Yeah. Just
before.
Yeah. Common you Hatters with a Man United badge. We love that.
Okay.
Elijah is improving. Hopefully, he makes me look like a right mug for doubting soon. Mate, big up yourself, but I think he will. He's getting closer and closer, like we're saying. Adebayo will come good. He knows the pressure is off, and teams learn a lot about him. Yeah, and that's the thing. It links back to what we say on a lot of these streams is the fact we brung him more, so he's not going to be.
And also point out that if you noticed in the last couple of games as well, he's been playing on the right side. They've been switching.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Morris has been on the left.
So Nathan Jones, he's trying to give him more to think about because normally he would be on that left side and people doubling up on him, etc. But if you keep chopping and changing it, and now Morris is coming good, then the teams are going to have more to think about, and that's what it potentially free up a bit of space for them, and then teams will play us and they go, how are we going to mark both of them?
And then say, like we said on the last one, obviously he weren't unfortunately on the bench, but Cornick, that's another person you've got to think about as well. He's going to start coming on.
Rome as well. Jerome is coming on, and eventually they'll all bounce off of each other. Woodrow and Adebayo, the ones really who are it's sort of, struggling, but just having. I mean, Woodrow hasn't really been at the time, really, has he?
No,
he's been played up one, but he's obviously good enough, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, 100%. Big up Spencer. He says, "Hey T, Dad, Mystic, Taylor, and everyone else. Big up yourself, mate." And he also says, "Be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already." Yep, please do if you haven't already. But yeah, we'll just fly over to the second half. Obviously, I saw Nathan Jones's reaction to the game, and he was very frustrated. He did feel, I think it was, what's his name? The midfielder, Burge. I think it was him he thought was offside in the play. But how I see it is, if he's not got the assist or the goal, I'll be honest, I don't really think, it matters in that aspect. It was a very good goal by McBurney. And when they showed that stat right at the start of the game that he hasn't scored since, I think it was like January or something like that, I said on the stream, no luck, he'll probably score against us. And he did. It was a very good goal. Unstoppable goal. Very similar, I would say, the way it was hit. Not necessarily, the same sort of shot, but similar to the goal Preston scored, if you get what I mean, with the power and, the strike on the ball. It was a bit scrappy defensively, though. I felt we could have done a bit better there. But what did you make of the goal?
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I didn't really see it, and Sky was quite biased towards Sheffield United anyway, so they didn't even mention any of that. I see it. Potentially, there was a couple of fouls in there. I didn't really see it that much. The offside potentially, because we started headering it around the box a little bit as if we was anticipating a decision, maybe. Can't be doing that. Not the standard of referees, and yeah, he's not going to miss from there. Quite funny how he celebrated like it was an FA Cup winning goal or something. But whatever. He couldn't really miss anyway. He made it look more emphatic than what it was, in my opinion. It was only about 6-7 yards out, wasn't
he? Yeah.
He's
in a box, yeah.
And they gave him man of the match as well, which I thought was
because
other than that, they weren't that threatening, not really. As the home team, we had slightly less possession, but we were in control of that game. Really, it was. We probably should have won it.
Chances we had, definitely, and that's why I was so frustrated at the end, despite me saying I'll be happy with the point.
They brought another keeper on and thought, we got a good chance here, but he pulled off a good save.
He done all right.
But the ref let a lot go. We couldn't really, it's just one of them. But we was headering it about in the box, which is the only thing, you can't be doing that. But
no,
we still could have won it. It weren't like that. We could have still won the game. We matched them as we should be doing anyway at home. And we're capable of doing so. I'm not too disappointed with that goal. That makes sense. It is what it is. Half expected a draw as well, to be honest. I know I predicted the win, but kind of half expected it could end up like that. Because as well, like I say, you've got to counter in. I mean, there was an opportunity in the first half where if there was VAR, where it bounced up and hit his hand or whatever.
Yeah.
And sort of stumbled. Potentially that could have been given in that situation. So you've got to kind of counteract sometimes crap refereeing as well, because it does affect so many games.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I was about to say, the one time I don't say a 1-1 draw. 2 previous games I did.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's 1-1. I was thinking 1-0 or 1-1.
Yeah.
Obviously, I did back us. But big up Blue Terrier, says, yo, big up yourself. What other comments are there? Like my dad said, we got to start countering with these. You're seeing it a lot. All these people moan about the Premier League referees. The further down you go, the worse it is. I've been saying that from time and watching the Championship. Like I do. And like you do, of course, and a lot of you in here, you'd know that. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, do you know what? Well, I suppose let's just go into player ratings. Let's just do that, and obviously we'll go for our man of the match there. But let's start off with the goalkeeper, Horvath. Me personally, I thought it was a decent performance from him again. Come out claiming the ball, looked pretty much how he has really. The goal, we couldn't have done anything. It was a good strike. I'm going to give him. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give him slightly higher. Not that, again, I know what you're saying, but his distribution was pretty good as well.
Oh yeah.
He looked to shore the couple. He's running with other keepers might think, but he's on it. He's always there. He's grabbed. Do you know what I mean? Like I was seeing that a lot. I'll probably give him a 7.
Yeah, fair enough. Stephen's gone. Horvath done nothing wrong. No chance for goal. Exactly 6.5. Fair enough. Next player, we'll do Bree. Now there was a cross he done in the first half. I think it was to Elijah, and that was a very good cross. I don't think he was too bad. I'll just give him a 6, another 6.
Yeah, I felt he was more sort of effective in this game than the previous game. But it was very similar. He didn't really have a lot to do. He wasn't exceptional, but he was decent enough. I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
Fair enough. Next one, we'll move on to the other wing back, which is obviously Bell. Obviously got the assist. I felt it was another good performance from him yet again. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, great assist. Confident on the ball.
Yeah.
Possibly might have got caught out of position once or something like that, but I think he come back and recovered. But yeah, decent. I'll give him a 7 as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Stephen says, Bree, very good in defence. Crossing improving more this season, 6.5. No, absolutely. His crossing was decent last season. It was just at points it just wasn't as consistent. And that was the thing. But they are a lot more, they're getting a lot more consistent. I definitely agree with that. Bell improving each game, 7. Fair enough. Moving on to the next player, we'll go to Rhys Burke. I don't really know for this one. I'll probably just give him a 6, to be honest.
Yeah. Again, like the thing is, it's because we didn't have loads and loads to do, but we did defend pretty well. I guess it is because our forwards play was more noticeable, and that's what it is. But again, like, probably give him a 6. So we didn't have to do anything out. He was comfortable and out on the ball. He didn't make any mistakes. So I'll give him a 6.
Yep. Fair enough. Move on to the other defender, one of the other defenders, which was Lockyer. I felt he had another decent game. I don't think it was as good as the week before, but I think it was still decent from him. I'll go 6.5.
Yeah, I noticed Lockyer more. I think he'd done a couple of decent tackles, actually, I think. Well, he's obviously looking to win his place back. I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. But nothing wrong. Stuck to his job, 6.5. Fair enough. Lockyer, good game, solid. Yeah, 6.5. Fair enough. And then the last centre-back, Potts. Obviously, he's deserved to keep his place, how good he's been recently. This game, I'm going to go for 6.5 again for him.
Yeah. I think a little bit. He was assured in that he was captain again.
Yeah,
it's quite solid at the back. Again, it's very similar, but as he was a captain and it's continued and he's got that respect, I'll give him a 7 as well.
Yep, fair enough. Now moving on to the midfield, we'll start off with Clark. Now, I was a little bit surprised at the start. I thought he would, need a rest or something like that. But I thought he was decent. I thought he was really good yet again. I think him and Morris, they were the standout players getting taken out in the first half. He kept getting pushed in the back, challenges from behind and that sort of thing. I thought he was good again, and that's the Clark I've seen previously. Like, he hasn't been bad the last couple of weeks. I just feel he's been trying a little bit too hard in that sense. But this game, I was impressed with him. I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, same. He was more effective on the ball, hungry for the ball, showing a good touch. Always looking for options. Yeah, like I say, back to the Clark we know. Wasn't outstanding, but it was decent. So yeah, 7.
Yeah, fair enough. Potts, sorry. I see it in a position made his own at the moment. Absolutely. 6.7. Fair enough. Clark was very good for me. Likes the big games. Yeah, he does. A lot of our team do, but yeah, no, I definitely agree with what you're saying there, 100%. Moving on to the next player, we will go with Campbell. Yet again, I thought it was a decent performance from him, getting stuck in yet again. So yeah, I just thought it was one of them again from him, really. So I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
Yeah, he got what you expected from Campbell now, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's kind of like he's already sevens. You know what I mean? Like that's how he's been playing. He just worked hard. I think he did break up the play quite a lot. But didn't really do enough to get more. So I'll give him a 7 as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah, no, he was. Moving on to the next player, Freeman, obviously up against his former team. I don't think he was too bad either. To be quite honest with you, I'll give him 6.5.
He looked obviously he was like I say he's up against his old team and that, but he was very hungry. He was was looking to create as well, and he looked quite dangerous at times. It's just a matter of time again with Freeman as well before he score. He's going to score some bangers this season. I'll tell you that. And I thought what he was commanding. Do you know what I mean? They were quite rough and that sometimes, but he's willing to get stuck in. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, fair enough. Stephen says Campbell, first name on team sheet, you know what you'll get. 7.4. Exactly. Freeman glimpses a good pay, 6.8. Fair enough. And then obviously the front two, and then obviously we'll go on to players that come on. We'll start off with Elijah. Like we said, I felt he was unlucky. His determination, his hunger's still there. I definitely, out of the main three chances, I thought the most unlucky one was definitely the last one. I thought it was in. But like we said, the goals, will start coming eventually. I'm going to give him. I'll go for 6.5.
I'll give him a 7 as well because this is the closest I've seen him get to scoring on a couple of occasions. Yeah, he's getting through it slowly but surely, and he on another day probably would have scored at least one goal. So the effort was still there. His hold up play was pretty good. Passing and start, I'll give him a 7.
Fair enough. Elijah, it will definitely come still battling. Yeah, exactly. And then we'll move on to the next player, which for me was the man of the match for us. Morris, another very good performance. Obviously, brilliant header. He had that chance as well before the goal. The shot maybe wasn't as good as it could have been, but he did have to turn, and I think the turn was good. It was just shot weren't quite there, but it wasn't too bad. Obviously, the goal was a brilliant goal, brilliant header. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, for me, same. Man of the match, causing them all kinds of problems, holding up the ball, his passing was really good. He was switched on. He was definitely a most effective player. And he'll be starting the next game. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored again. But let's not get, if he doesn't perform that, there's no point, he's still early days, but I just think he's got his confidence now, and he was showing that in the game, he's believing in himself, and obviously all the reason we signed him, etc., and what Nathan Jones discussed with him, he's doing and things like that. And he was working hard to win the ball back as well, defensively and stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely an 8.
Yeah, fair enough. Stephen's gone with an 8 as well. He says, Morris, right areas, never give up attitude and the goal. Yeah, exactly, mate. But now we'll move on to players that come on. Only 2 players come on in this game. We'll start off with Berry. Very good to see Berry back, coming on. Obviously, like I've said plenty of times, I personally didn't think he was championship quality until he proved me wrong in the Blackburn game, and then started scoring in games after that, up until his injury. I don't really know if I can rate him too highly. I'll go for 6.
Yeah, it did. I can't remember what time he come on, but he just come on. And again, he didn't really have much to do. 6.
Yeah, he literally come on with like 4 minutes left, and then
Yeah,
obviously that bit of added time. So yeah, and then obviously the last one, Jerome come on for obviously the goal scorer, Morris. Again, I can't really think of too much.
I think it was quite effective, but again, like by then,
15
know,
minutes left. It was.
But I think both teams were kind of not set. We were trying to go for it more, but I can't remember him like as effective as the previous game. So yes, 6 as well.
Yeah, I'll go for 6. Yeah, very nice to see him back. Russ will wear off 6. Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, of course. He had that shot, didn't he? I thought that was in as well. I thought that was going way over, to be fair. So he done well to get that shot away, actually. Yes, no, sorry. Good shout there. I completely forgot about that. But I'll still go for 6. I'll go for 6.
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
But yeah, there you go. That's the player ratings. Like we said, obviously we gave Morris man of the match, both of us. Brilliant goal, and he's coming back doing defensive duties well, and he showed what he's all about once again. So yeah, and I reckon this, he could get a fair decent amount of goals this season. I really do. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that is everything said about the Sheffield United game. So overall, with how the game went, a little bit disappointed that we didn't get 3, but we'll take the point. Considering they are a decent side, and obviously weren't too far off from last year. Obviously on what did they finish above us by, like a point or something like that?
Yeah, goal difference.
Goal difference, yeah, something like that. So, and I reckon it'll be similar this year, to be honest, with them. Stephen says, yeah, my man of the match, Morris also. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what have I just done here? I don't know. There we go. That's all good now. That is all good. But yeah, obviously we're playing again, hence why we're here again. Midweek, another midweek away game. And this time we're going to the other Welsh team. Obviously, when we played Swansea, that was on a Saturday. But obviously, we've got Cardiff. We've had two Welsh teams away in the space of 10 days. We travelled to Cardiff. Now, obviously, the last time we went there was last season. I remember doing a watch-along. What a game that was. 1-0 when Harry Cornitt scored that great header. I went to the game at home as well. We obviously unfortunately lost that game. The only good bit about that game was Jordan Clark's performance, if I'm being honest. Scored a very good goal, but it just wasn't enough in the end. The whole team was not so great. I remember it. But yeah, Dad, how are you feeling going into this one?
Again, it's a game we should be getting something from. But then you've got that little bit of Welsh hoodoo. It's more against Cardiff than Swansea now, to be honest with you. Obviously, we did beat them last season, but then they've got quite a good record against us. So I feel a little bit as if that kind of could go against us. It's one of them games where we, like early stages of last season or whatever, we like saying we should be getting something out of it, but then we just don't turn up. And so it's making me think that could be the case. But if we play like we have been playing majority already this season in general, and we keep improving, then we should definitely be getting something out of that game. So that's what I feel like going into this midweek as well. It's what I'm saying, like, difficult place to go, actually. But yeah,
No, definitely. I understand why you say that. You know, you can also take into account with what you've just mentioned there, similar to the the Bristol game, in a sense where a lot of us were very felt we could get a result there, and turned out to be a very poor performance. So I definitely see what you mean there, and obviously when you mention it's a tough place to go. If you actually look at how they've done so far this season, which I'll get it up quickly.
I don't think they've lost at home either.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it. Well, what one's 1-1? That
I
one.
think,
So
I think they've only let in 1 goal as well.
Yeah, so let's have a look at it. So obviously 0-0 to Preston, which I actually predicted right. And then obviously, we'll look at their home games mainly. Obviously, they beat Birmingham at home 1-0. I know there's a lot of controversy in that game, but they still, didn't concede and that thing. And then obviously they beat Norwich at home as well, first game of the season, which a lot of people didn't expect. I know it's first game of the season, but still. So yeah, I don't actually they haven't actually conceded at home this season. So yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting. But obviously league tables and that sort of thing. Obviously they are 14th. They are 2 points above us. Obviously we're 19th. But yeah, what we're going to do before we go into the lineup we were to go with is we're going to start doing something new. Obviously we briefly discussed it last week. We're going to look into how they play formation-wise and who they tend to usually play. So I looked a bit at it, and they seem to play a 4-2-3-1. Every game they played a 4-2-3-1, bar one game. I think it was West Brom, And yeah, they tend to go with the same sort of players. I didn't know. Ryan Allslop, obviously former Wycombe goalkeeper, is their goalkeeper now. I didn't even know that. They tend to play with CDMs, and then obviously 3 midfielders there, and then Waters seems to be the main guy a lot. So yeah, that's how they play. Dad, you got anything you want to say about how we could exploit them in that situation?
Well, it looks like they play quite defensively, to be honest. And them 2 centre midfielders, CDMs or whatever, they'll probably pull out to the the sides to help cover us when we come forward with 3, etc. So I think our best option is probably going to be to try and pass it through the middle. Just get them strong. We need the obviously Campbell to break up the play and win and tackles that, but I think we need some more. Freeman possibly is going to have to be. We might even change it up a little bit ourselves to cater for that. But yeah, they're going to be hard to break down because that's how they seem to be setting up.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's working to a certain extent, but obviously they've done it with 1 striker up front. That's why they haven't scored so many as yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But they might change if they bring someone in or whatever.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The midfield will be interesting. I'll literally echo everything you say there. Let's go through some more comments. Taylor says, my first away day winning of the season. Yeah. Last season. Yeah, that was brilliant. Blue Terrier says you'll beat Cardiff 1-0. I will take that. Obviously, that was what it was last year as well, like I mentioned. On the bloody M4 again. Not me personally, but Jones, Cardiff, born and bred, he will still love 3 points. No, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Keep high tempo. We should be on front foot. Yeah, 100%. Jackie says, I think we could get 6 to 4 points in the next 2 games, and I feel Elijah will also get his first goal. I scoring soon, definitely. And yeah, no, I agree with you on the points as well. Obviously, the game after that is Wigan, which obviously we'll get more into later on in the week. Common New Hatters, no, absolutely. But yeah, we'll stop sharing that now, and then obviously we'll go with the lineup that we would go with. So, with what you said, then, do you reckon the formation will change, or do you reckon it will be what it has been, which is this?
So that one is what? So that's a 3-2-3
That is a
2 or something.
yeah, or you could call it a 5-2-1-2.
Yeah. No, I think we probably will go with that.
Yeah.
It's got to be a bit more pragmatic with how we play.
Yeah.
In the midfield, but yeah, that's what's been working so far, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
We just need to give them more to think about, because they're the long balls over the top, or they look like they've got an action for cutting out our wingers and stuff. So I feel like it's going to be a midfield battle.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I guess it will be the same formation.
Yeah. Obviously, I've already put Horvath in goal. Straightforward. Back three. Are we going to go with we're going to keep what we have been, which is obviously Potts.
Yeah.
We're going to go with them. Yep, I'm definitely going to go with them if I could choose. So yep.
I mean, even if Bradley is ready to come out, I feel like he'll probably come back in the home game against Wigan.
Yeah.
And just keep
that would make more sense to me as well. I don't understand that. So yeah, just that. So that's the back four, so to speak, and then the wing backs. Straightforward. Bree and Bell, of course. There he is. And then midfield. Are we going to go with an unchanged midfield as well, or would you change it up a little bit?
So yeah, no. See, I think they're going to be tough tackling and stuff. Obviously, we've got Campbell in that. I feel like Jordan although he's a good player, I think he gets bullied a little bit too much. I feel like he might get bullied in this game.
Yeah. I'll see what you mean.
So I'm thinking that it might start with Campbell. I feel like Lansbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that in the sense with what you say there. I know what you mean with Clark. Look at the other day, for example. He's getting fouled a lot and that sort of thing. And you don't want it to get to a stage where he might lose his head or something like that because he's just getting taken out.
Yeah, I don't think he'd lose his head. I just think that that's he's getting bullied a bit in games, and I think that's all it is a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially in a game like this.
Yeah, fair enough. And then obviously Cam, are we sticking with Freeman?
Again, he's got that extra little bit of attacking flair that we might need through the middle. So yeah, I guess so. Really, if we keep him with this formation, then it's really kind of the only, unless he puts Woodrow there. Which I can see happening as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Just remember, like Stephen said here, Lansbury might still be out. He is questionable.
Yeah.
Do we want to go Clark just in case?
No, I'll stick with Lansbury, I think.
All right.
Do you know what? I'm going to put Woodrow there.
Yeah.
And just tell him to go a bit further. Do you know what I mean? A little bit further forward. Actually, and it gives it enough time. Everyone's saying, against Newport, he wasn't great in that, was he? But I've just got a feeling that we're going to go slightly more, give him more to think about, and then obviously he can come back as well. And if he's told to defend, then do it. But if Lansbury is injured, then or possibly Berry instead.
Yeah,
Because
that's
Berry
what
can do that as well. In fact, we'll put Berry in there. Well, if Lansbury is injured, then swap him for Berry.
Yeah, fair enough. And in the front two, I would go with what it has been, and that is Adebayo and Morris. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, Morris on the left, Adebayo on the right.
Yeah, exactly that.
I think they're changing.
There you go. So that's the lineup. We're going to go with. Me personally, if Lansbury's not available, I would go Clark. I wouldn't mind Berry, but I would go with Clark. Just the fact Berry is still coming back. And then Woodrow. Yeah, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. To be honest, I wouldn't mind that. To be honest, so yeah, that's the lineup we'd go with.
I don't forget as well. Like we've always got them 5 substitutions, and then
exactly.
Nathan Jones. If it doesn't work, he will change it. So we've got a couple of defensive kind of midfielders out. We are missing Pelly. We are missing Lansbury in to a certain extent like that, because he does get stuck in. Let's give it that. Somebody's passing that's questionable, yes. But he does get stuck in, doesn't he? He does.
Yeah, he does.
Win the ball. He does track back a lot and stuff. Generally, he's good at that. He's always up for it, and you need that more than just relying on Campbell, especially in away games. I think that's where we kind of come unstuck last time. They just passed it straight through us, and the defence was like, "What?" I think it was. I don't know. I think he might have put Woodrow in them, but he must see something in Woodrow to have thought that in the first place,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
work out at that, We'll see, but I think it possibly could be like that myself, and I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, no, I'd be happy with that as well, of course. Like I said, the only thing is if Lansbury's not available, I'd go Clark, you'd go Berry. So yeah, that's the only thing there. But yeah, we'll stop sharing that now. It's that time, Dad. It's that time. School predictions. Now, you said you're feeling a bit about this one.
But we did beat them the last time we played them. There.
That was when Shea got that unfortunate injury as well.
Yeah. That was, I think that was near the end of the season.
Yeah, it was.
So we was definitely in quite a good momentum then. I don't feel that we're quite in good momentum at the moment, but we are picking up. They're not setting the world alight themselves. Sounds like they've been scrappyish at home, drilling it out. But we are a decent team, and I feel the pressure sometimes can be off us away. So let's put it down that we are going to perform, all right? And I will go with a 1-0 Luton win.
Yeah. I put a little bit of research into this. I usually do anyway. Look at our record against them overall. Last time we played and all that sort of thing. The form going into it, and yeah, I reckon we'll win this game. I really do. I think we can do it again away against them, and I think it's going to be exactly what you reckon. Exactly what it was last year. 1-0. Goal scorer, should I say? Because we only said one goal. Is this where Elijah gets his goal? Or does Morris keep it up?
I think Morris scored for a third consecutive game.
That's not bad, Charles. So, is that your final thing, Morris?
Yeah, Morris.
Okay, for me, yeah, I'm going to go Morris as well. I see Adebayo potentially scoring against Wigan. But obviously, we'll get more into that. Don't want to get too much into it. But obviously, that's that. Jackie agrees with us, a 1-0. Obviously, Blue Terrier said 1-0 earlier on as well. Yeah, I think it'd be hard fought and grinded out exactly like last year in that aspect. I think we'd get a goal in the second half like we did in that game as well. Maybe not as late on. I think maybe like the 62nd minute, something like that. And I think we'll do it. I think we'll keep this unbeaten record up. So yeah, going with another 1-0. So yeah, that is that. That is episode 55 of the Hatter Show done. Obviously, we'll be back again later on in the week, Friday, most likely, to obviously preview the weekend game and obviously talk about this game. Dad, you got any final thoughts or anything you want to say?
No, just keep the faith and just that's what you got to do, because you've seen it already with Morris. People were saying, "Oh, well, why do we pay so much money for him?" Now, what you're saying, same. Just keep patient and trust the process, because it does work.
Yeah.
And there was times last season where we hadn't beat someone since 1989 at their ground, or
like Millwall.
And it's like me saying now, but we've got that little bit of hoodoo, but against Welsh teams, we just beat Swansea, so we beat them last season as well.
Yeah, we did. I
don't think they actually beat us. With that 3-3, we should have beat them. It's not quite as there as I'm thinking, but yeah, that's all I've got to take my own advice on that and keep the faith. So yeah, that's it. 1-0. I'll be happy with that. We just need to start climbing the table.
Yeah, exactly.
Get settled down a bit more. If we win the next 2 games, we'll be playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Around about, and then other players will be definitely back from injury, raring to go, and let me have a go in the team, because I know Cornick's very competitive, and all of them are good. There'll be a stage in the season where they're just all taking turns in banging in goals. Someone will get a good hide in as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see what it's going to be, but let's ground out this win, keep a clean sheet, and just pick up them points.
Yeah,
get these tricky games out of the way as well, because it is a tricky game. We've had a couple of
they haven't even conceded yet.
Games.
We reckon this will be the first at home. This will be the first time they'll concede at home. It will be very tight and tough, I reckon. And we'll both reckon, obviously, with the same score. Let's go through some more comments quickly. 1-1, they're dangerous at home. Yeah, fair enough. Like we said, they haven't conceded yet at home, so I definitely see why you've gone with that. Positivity, love it. Absolutely. Taylor also says, all the best, lads. Class episode. Big up yourself, mate.
Big up yourself, mate.
Always in my Kenny end. But that is that. Like I said, that is episode 55 of the Hatter Show done. Please do smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Share the channel as well. Please subscribe to my other channel as well. T-Boys TV Extra. Link to that is in the description. And if you want to follow me across any of my socials, flipping hell. Link to them are also in the description. And we'll be back again on Friday for a Hatter Show. And hopefully I'll be back again on Wednesday for watch along to Liverpool versus Newcastle. Talk about Liverpool. Spencer, the Liverpool fan, says take care all and yourself, mate. And until next time, we will see you lot in a bit. So take care and peace.